For Thanksgiving this year, I decided to see Fantastic Mr. Fox, and although I saw this movie for it feels like the fifth time, I noticed something deeper and more meaningful about this film. At first, this film is about a fox who steals food just to survive, whether it be chickens, pastries, or apple cider in order to provide for his family. But at closer glance, this is about a fox who strives to be something more. This becomes more apparent when he sees a better home to live in rather than living underground or just flat out taking everything.
We took everything.
And the same could be said for his son Ash, who develops an inferiority complex towards Christopherson, who's basically the dream boy that every girl dreams about. Good at everything he does, whether it's chemistry, sports, or good old punching and kicking. For Mr. Fox, who works as a newspaper man, he goes back to his usual ways of hunting chicken and stealing food, despite promising his wife that he wouldn't go back to that line of work. Little did he know that he would have to suffer the consequences of his actions. But actions like these usually comes with the turf of devoting your life to do what may be your calling or your motivation in life. Take a look at Bob Parr. He'd rather be out in the city doing hero work rather than being in an office listening to complaints all while letting the innocent get robbed or killed. Bob would rather relive the glory days of being a hero rather than living a dull life as a desk worker. Same can be said for Dash, who wanted to put his ability to good use instead of just using it for trouble. And sure enough, he gets caught by the principal that videotaped the whole scenario. Mr. Fox writes articles in newspapers, but it's not really something he wants to do, or more to the point, he strives for something better, something greater, something fantastic.
I think I have this thing where I need everybody to think I'm the greatest, the quote-unquote fantastic Mr. Fox. And if they aren't completely knocked out and dazzled and kind of intimidated by me, then I don't feel good about myself.
I'm sure if you heard this line multiple times, but this statement resonates with me and countless others. How many of us tried to be that one person that wanted to do or become something extraordinary that could inspire others? Or how many of us wanted to stand out from the rest of the crowd knowing all the hell that would bring or have yet to know the anguish or torment that lied ahead? Mr. Fox wondered why he was a fox and not any other species. How can he improve his life, or what exactly he can bring to the table? Okay, not the dinner table, but you get the idea. In the end, he's trying to be someone that others can look up to. Ash questioned why he was different from everyone else and eventually had to cope with that. And being different isn't necessarily a bad thing, it just means there's more of you that is yet to be discovered that can resonate with the corresponding crowd. Everyone is different in their own way. Not everyone can be a brilliant artist or a professional singer, but what's the harm in trying? Maybe it's not a profession, but it's something you rather enjoy. Whether it's sketching in a sketchbook or singing with friends at karaoke. The lesson here is that not everyone is built the same. Sure, we're all humans and animals are, well, animals, but our experiences and perspective in life is what shapes us, builds us, and that will be put to the test when we get our hands dirty. For Mr. Fox, who wanted to get back to doing what he does best, found something meaningful and beneficial for his friends and family. The price he paid for these transgressions was getting his tail shot off and his home getting blown to kingdom come. Oh, and getting washed away by apple cider. In the end, his ambitions brought him and his family proper fulfillment, and even Ash became content with how different he was. He didn't have to be anything like his father or Christopherson, but he just had to be his own person. He was different. And being different just means you're built different, even if you look no different on the outside. Just clean up the grape juice afterwards. Sticking with who you are and how different you are will test you in the eyes of others. And in contests with Fantastic Mr. Fox, there's no greater test than Mr. Rat. Security of Bean's apple cider stash. This is someone who basically had everything, apple cider for days. Even during his final moments, the one thing he wanted more than anything was apple cider that tasted like melted gold. To me, this comes off as someone who was content with the life that fulfilled him rather than seeking the fulfillment itself. It's a classic case of possessions owning you. When it was time to kick the bucket, the last thing he tasted was sewer water, no different than what any rat would consume on a daily basis. All of this resonated with me greatly. Working a regular job that helped financially, being able to handle responsibilities, providing for myself, or sparing money for others, all while maintaining my sense of self and what makes me, me. And that's something I had to ask myself. What makes me, me? In the end, I'm a simple human who's trying to get by in this black-hearted world as is everyone else. But this statement is easier said than done. All of 2024 for me was trying to take care of my responsibilities after being laid off from my previous job in 2023 and terminated earlier this year. All the frustration that I've built up led to this very moment. I want to show you something. Take a look at this image here. This is my door. As you can see, it's destroyed. It's a hollow door that I destroyed by punching it multiple times. All because my built up anger frustrations due to all the pushbacks that I suffered through. Trying to find a new line of work after my previous ones wanted nothing to do with me. Paying debts has set my bank account back to a few notches. And seeking help from friends that still communicated with me despite their busy schedules. In a way, I was like Mr. Fox, living in a hole and striving to get out of it. I had to dig deep. And I don't mean that in the literal sense. I had to dig deep inside myself and ask myself this. Is this really what I want to do? I mean, the necessities in life are one thing, but devoting my life to something that will bring me proper fulfillment is another. Constantly job searching and trying to maintain a source of income is a challenge of its own, especially when it's infeasible in these godforsaken times. But something that defines me that can bring me proper fulfillment is another. All it takes is that motivation to go the distance. Careful planning, overcoming obstacles, and giving and earning respect along the way. This is a journey that is life-changing, and Fantastic Mr. Fox is definitely no exception. The journey he took was indeed life-changing, all for the sake of feeling good about himself, to be fantastic. When the truth of the matter is, you can try your hardest to be what you set out to be, an artist, an athlete, or perhaps a musician, but you will struggle and break things along the way. That's the journey that we wild animals call being human. Feeling emotions, acting on those emotions, doing things that we may eventually regret doing, or will be proud of our accomplishments that'll bring both consequences and rewards. The journey you take will shape you, break you, and build you, which in turn leads to a place you can call your place of being. That to me is true fulfillment. And who knows, it may be inspirational for someone who's going through a difficult time right now, especially someone that needs to blow off a lot of steam. You may get angry, shed a few tears, and probably suffer a horrible injury. But whatever it takes to see this journey through to reach that fulfilling destination makes it all worthwhile. After all, this is what we wild animals known as humans strive for, to be fantastic in our own way. And that is how we try to find the chicken in our teeth. Just don't have chicken every waking moment of the day. Seriously, 12 chickens a day? How does this man live? Thank you to anyone who saw this all the way through, and hopefully you'll share this with anyone else that may need it more than anyone else you'll ever know. Friends, family, or anyone else in between. And also feel free to peruse all this channel and see whatever floats your boat. Till the next one.